to talk now about the movement of the head. I'm going to say first and foremost that the head is not the center of the golf swing. The center of the golf swing is really our chi, or dantian, down a couple inches below our belly button. And that is really what we need to be feeling as our center through the strike, through the rotation. That everything really, all our energy is coming here. Now the movement of the head, George Knudson made the comment, the head is not the center of the swing and it goes where it goes. Well, yeah, I agree with that. It goes where it goes if done properly. But I would say that we really don't want the head moving towards the target on the backswing because we want to make sure that we're getting over here and having access to the 430 line. So you're going to see the head, if anything, it's going to move to the right through takeaway. The amount that moves through takeaway is going to depend on how much spine tilt we're applying at address or how much we're setting up over here on the 430 line. Someone that's setting up fairly neutral is going to need some lateral movement of the head. We see that Curtis Strange is a perfect example of someone with a lot of head movement. Criticized terribly for doing that on his way to winning back-to-back U.S. Opens. Lateral head movement to the right, perfectly fine to do. Maybe not ideal. Ideal might be to start with the head as far over here as you can, but if it needs to move laterally and as long as it gets over there, it's repeatable, then that's fine. The next movement of the head at transition is the head really should be moving down. When I think of any great ball striker, I always think of the head as moving down through transition. And this happens because of a downward flexing of the knees to load everything down, particularly into the right leg. You'll see this pretty much with every great ball striker. You're going to see the right knee flexing at transition, and as it flexes, then the head's going to drop down. So the head moves back, the head moves down. Now to get through the strike, as we're over here on the 430 line, which gives us great access to a flat entry into the strike and keeps us from getting over the top of the shot, which we never want to do because it decreases the loft of the club and sends the shaft down steep, sending the ball off to the left, usually at a lower trajectory because we're delofting and missing the green long and left. Worst place you want to typically be, missing a green. So the head is going to move down, and then as we're down here and we're going to start rotating level, then the head is going to tend to slide forward as it's moving through the strike. And you're going to see this with most of the great strikers. You're going to see some, especially Hogan is a perfect example. You'd see the head moving a little bit forward through the strike. So the head's moving back, it's moving down, it's moving forward, and then it's moving up. And it's going to move up because there's the torso rotation, if it's done correctly, and it's moving level through the strike, then it's also going to tend to straighten up a little bit too, because we're trying to get the left shoulder to move as far away from the ball as possible for more range of motion and more power. Then the torso then tends to want to straighten up. Also, it's going to save our back as well if our torso becomes a little bit more erect. So the head can move back, down, across, and up. That's a lot of head movement. Head's moving kind of in a circle. So we don't ever want to think of trying to keep our head still. Nothing beneficial about that. As far as our center here, our true center, that's going to feel much more of a center. And although there's still a little bit of lateral movement there going on, not as much as the head. So forget about your head, but note that it's okay for it to go back. We don't really want it to be lifting up on the backswing. We don't want it going towards the target on the backswing. We want it moving, if anything, to the right. We don't want it moving up on the downswing. We want it moving down through E-flex. And we don't really want it moving back through the strike because we don't want to be falling back on our right foot. We want to have our weight weight transferring from our right foot to our left, which is going to end with a level shoulder rotation, which means our head is going to tend to want to move a little bit laterally through the strike and then up to save our back so that we finish in good posture and have a long, healthy, happy journey through the game of golf without back trouble.